Hello and welcome to T55a Road to Completion. Today we're going to be looking at medium tank 12 set an enemy on fire. Same tier or higher. This means we cannot be beating up on the low tier, sadly. And for honors, top 3 players in our team by experience earned. I've got 2 different loadouts shown on the screen. We're experimenting with this a little bit, guys, to see 2 loadouts that I think are both good and competitive on the T55a. The first loadout, vents, rammer, and improved aiming. This is a general, I just want to sit, snipe a little bit more, pump out as much DPM as possible. The second one is for much more active gameplay. You want to be more of a flanking running gun medium. Of course, we still have the rammer. It would be crazy to ditch the rammer, but we're topping it up with a turbo, which is going to take you to about 58 kilometers an hour. And then the rotation module, if you're going to be moving that much, we need to reduce the bloom as much as possible. On something like 3485, there's a lot of viable options. These are my 2 recommendations. Now again, we need to brew an enemy tank, but of course it would be nice to win. Let's see if we can't side scrape against this A43. Once again, Russian metal conquers. Of course, we're actually 3 Russian tanks there on the corner. 3485 was a really enjoyable tank for me. It hit quite hard. It's got it's an 85 millimeter on it. The 180 average damage is pretty dang fantastic at tier 6. It's almost like having a 90 mil. Good platform, great mobility, good reload. Overall, just a really enjoyable tank. Now here we're in a bit of a pickle. We've got an OI on one side that we'd love to farm, but we don't really deal enough module damage to take his track out in the first shot. So instead of staying with the 4 tanks we have there, we're going to grab this edge, and we only have to deal with the 1A43 if he even decides to come back. So just keep a cool head. There's no reason for us to go anywhere. We'll keep trying. Eventually we can get his track. And this is starting off as just a really nice, solid game. However, we haven't brewed anybody yet. That's the whole point of the mission. We got to get a brew. A Stir 74 is going to go ahead and donate to the cause. Ironically, the only one that's penned us. And now we're just going to give him as hard of an angle as possible. If you find yourself in a position like this, just make it difficult to pen you. Keep bleeding him out for damage, and eventually, almost always, tankers are going to get scared, and they're going to stop poking on you. Now, those shoulder pads are what I want on that 34. But if he gives me a side turret, I can't complain. If any of you have been dealing with the tier 10 Menace, the M454, the shoulder pads on it are set up almost exactly the same as the T34. So look for those pads when they round a corner. The lower plate is not really the weak spot. 43 used his brain, pushed up, got a better angle. Good news for us, team's still up HP. We're at 1500 damage, or at 2 times damage compared to our HP basically right now. We flipped back some AP rounds because we're going to run out of APCR. And an invisible Jackson. Isn't that just like a triangle player sitting on the edge? I'm complaining in chat, which you'll see in a second, and I've already lost 3 crew this game. And I'm not very happy about it. With the Jackson behind me, I can't really go anywhere out there. The A43 is going to be the next victim because I just can't poke the low ground side. Killer game. We still won't have a loader for 26 seconds, so it's going to slow us up. And again, our team is doing well. This is a game where, yeah, if we hadn't had such a monster edge, it probably would be a little bit closer. But to be fair with you, to be honest, this is not a game we're really in danger of losing right now. Lakeville Encounter is one of my favorite maps currently. It feels the easiest to play. It's good in all the tanks that I'm currently playing. Mostly it's fast heavies is what I'm queuing with because I don't have any tier 10 mediums. I really recommend if we could pick a map, pick Lakeville Encounter, make it happen. Don't pick Studzianki. VK, next victim. Easy kill for us. We are up to a cool 2,000 damage this game. The OI a little bit hard to get to because remember that tank that's still sitting in the back? It's the Jackson. So we're going to have to use our brain here. And if you paid attention, you'll see that we have not brewed anybody. So at what point does this brew happen, you ask? You have 72 HP. You've lost 3 crew. When do you brew a tank? Let's take the shot and bingo, it's the Jackson. We are on a Halloween rampage here. 2,700 damage. It is fantastic to get that done with. Of course, we spam some APCR, even a little bit of AP this game. Anytime you can do it more than 3 times the HP of your tank, you're having a good game. And what's so nice is that means not only did we get the primary condition, we of course got the secondary. Because with 27, 28 damage in a tier 6, you are always going to be on the top of your team. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you need to get this mission done, my only advice is A, pick an autoloader medium, which I didn't have any at the time, and B, play the low tier, something with pew pew. You're also against tanks that are going to have lower module HP. I don't recommend doing this in tier 10 if you're trying to grind out the mission. It's just too difficult. You get a lot more rear shots in the lower tiers, and then of course look to abuse the German tanks. I tried that on this mission run. I was not successful. Ironically, we got it on an American, but look for the VKs of the world, the Panthers, the Panther 2s, the VK 3001 series, etc. Look for those kinds of tanks to punish on this, the King Tiger with a frontally mounted engine. Target the engine, pray for a brew, and hope Sir blesses you with it. Thanks for watching. This is Medium Tank 12 done. I'll see you soon in Medium Tank 13.